was one of those cold afternoons in New York. The wind was strong, howling through the tall buildings, and the cold air cut through jackets as if they weren't even there. People hurried along the streets trying to escape the biting chill. Cars honked, lights flashed, and the city buzzed with life. Jackie Chan, known for his kindness and humility, was driving through the busy streets. He had spent his life working hard, training in martial arts and making movies, but deep inside he never forgot the lessons his teachers had taught him. And today something happened that brought back memories he hadn't thought about in a long time. As Jackie stopped at a red light, he looked out of his car window and saw something that made his heart stop. There, on the cold sidewalk, wrapped in an old, tattered coat, was an elderly man. He was sitting with his head lowered, his hands stretched out, hoping for some change from the people passing by. His face was lined with wrinkles, his body thin from hardship. Jackie's eyes widened in shock. This wasn't just any man, this was Master Zhou. Master Zhou, the man who had once been so strong, so full of wisdom, the man who had taught Jackie Kung Fu. He had not only trained him in fighting but also in discipline, respect, and honor. He was the reason Jackie had become the man he was today. But now he was sitting on the streets, alone, begging. Jackie's heart ached. He couldn't understand how this had happened. How could a man who had once been so respected, a master who had trained so many students, end up like this? Jackie pulled his car over to the side of the road. His hands gripped the steering wheel tightly as memories flooded his mind. He remembered the tough training sessions, the endless hours of practice. He could almost hear Master Zhou's stern voice, pushing him to do better. The falls, the bruises, the exhaustion, all of it had made him stronger. But more than the physical training, he remembered the lessons of character, the lessons of respect. Taking a deep breath, Jackie stepped out of his car. The cold wind bit at his face, but he barely noticed. Nothing could compare to the cold feeling in his heart at that moment. He walked toward the old man, his voice shaking as he called out, "Master Zhou?" The elderly man looked up. His eyes, once sharp and full of wisdom, were now tired and dull. He blinked as if unsure whether he was seeing correctly. "Jackie? Is that really you?" His voice was weak, barely a whisper. Jackie felt a lump in his throat. He nodded and knelt beside his old teacher. "Master, what happened?" he asked softly. Master Zhou lowered his gaze, his face filled with shame. He tried to turn away as if hoping to disappear into the crowd, but Jackie wouldn't let him. "Come with me," Jackie said, reaching out his hand. His voice was firm yet full of warmth. Master Zhou hesitated. His pride told him not to accept help, but the kindness in Jackie's eyes, the same kindness he had seen in his student all those years ago, made his defenses crumble. Slowly he reached out and took Jackie's hand. Together they walked to the car. A silent promise was made in that moment. Jackie would not let his master suffer alone. As they drove, Jackie listened to Master Zhou's story. It was a sad one. Years ago, Master Zhou had fallen ill. He could no longer teach the way he used to. With no income, he lost everything, his home, his school, his savings. He had no family to turn to, no one to help. Slowly, life had pushed him onto the streets. Jackie's grip on the steering wheel tightened. This was not right. A man who had given so much to others should not be forgotten like this. Jackie wasn't just going to give him a meal or a warm bed for one night. That wasn't enough. He had learned from Master Zhou that honor and respect meant truly helping, not just doing the bare minimum. So Jackie started making calls. He reached out to doctors to make sure Master Zhou got the medical care he needed. He called old friends, people who had trained under Master Zhou, and told them what had happened. He found a safe, warm place for Master Zhou to stay, where he wouldn't have to worry about food or shelter. But Jackie didn't stop there. He knew that Master Zhou didn't just need a home, he needed purpose. So he arranged for a small dojo, a place where Master Zhou could teach again, even if just a few students at a time. Days turned into weeks, and slowly Master Zhou began to heal, not just his body but his spirit too. Imagine the change, from being cold and hungry on the streets to standing in a dojo again, teaching, sharing his wisdom. The spark in his eyes returned. The tiredness in his face faded. He was back where he belonged. Jackie stayed by his side through it all. They talked, laughed, and even trained together again. The bond they had was stronger than ever. Then came the most special moment of all. Jackie organized a charity event to honor Master Zhou, not just for himself, but for the whole community. Many people came, students, teachers, friends, even strangers who had heard the story. Jackie stood on stage and told everyone about Master Zhou. He spoke of the lessons he had learned from him, not just in Kung Fu but in life. He reminded everyone about kindness, about helping those in need, about never forgetting the people who helped us become who we are. The event was more than just a celebration. It was a reminder. Jackie didn't want attention or praise. He wanted people to open their eyes. He wanted them to see that every person on the street has a story, a past, a life. And maybe, just maybe, they needed someone to give them a second chance. So now let's think about ourselves. How often do we walk past someone in need and look away? How often do we forget the people who once helped us? After the big event, Jackie started getting letters, emails, and messages from people all around the world. People wrote to him to share their own stories of how they had reconnected with old teachers, mentors, or even strangers they had once helped. It was like Jackie's one small act of kindness had started a huge wave of kindness across the world. But every story has its challenges. For Master Zhou, life after the streets was not just about getting food and shelter. It was also about healing his heart and mind. He had been through a very hard time, and even though Jackie had helped him, it was still difficult for him to feel safe and happy again. He felt ashamed of what had happened to him. He was scared that something bad could happen again. He also found it hard to trust people. But Jackie did not leave his side. Jackie knew that healing takes time. He knew that trust is like a building. It has to be made brick by brick, little by little. One day, when they were at the dojo, a place where people train for martial arts, Master Zhou looked at Jackie and said something very special. He said, "You didn't just give me back my life. You taught me to trust in people again." Hearing those words, Jackie felt something deep in his heart. He realized that his kindness had helped Master Zhou in ways he had never imagined. It was not just about giving him food and a home, it was about bringing back hope. Now let's stop for a moment and think. How often do we think that our small actions don't matter? How often do we decide not to help because we feel like it won't make a difference? But this story shows that one small act of kindness can inspire many more. It can create a chain reaction, like when you drop a tiny pebble in water and the ripples spread further and further. So, here's something for you to think about. What if you could be the one to help someone? What if your small act of kindness today could change someone's life tomorrow? If you feel something in your heart while reading this, then why not start now? Share this story. Tell someone about it. And most importantly, be kind. But Jackie's kindness didn't stop there. He started thinking about other teachers like Master Zhou. What if there were more martial arts teachers who had nowhere to go? What if they had also been forgotten? Jackie wanted to make sure that no teacher would ever have to go through what Master Zhou had gone through. So, he started a foundation to help retired martial arts teachers. This foundation wasn't just about giving them money, it was about showing them respect, love, and care for all the years they had spent teaching others. The foundation started organizing events, workshops, and even competitions to honor these teachers. One of the most special events was when Jackie and Master Zhou performed together. They showed the audience the first martial arts moves that Master Zhou had taught Jackie many years ago. It wasn't just a show, it was a beautiful moment that connected the past and the present. People in the audience could see how much Master Zhou had given to Jackie, and now Jackie was giving back. It was proof that kindness and gratitude create a never-ending circle. Seeing Master Zhou now, happy, strong, and teaching again, was something truly amazing. It showed that kindness can heal not just one person but a whole community. Now let's talk about you. Who has helped you in your life? Maybe it was a teacher, a coach, a family member, or even a friend. How can you thank them? Here's a small challenge for you. Think of one person who has helped you and send them a message to say, thank you. It can be your teacher, your parents, or even a friend. Saying thank you may seem small, but it can make a huge difference. Gratitude connects people and makes the world a better place. But guess what? The story doesn't end here. One day, Jackie got a surprise visitor at his home in Hong Kong. It was another one of Master Zhou's students. He had heard about the foundation and wanted to help too. This student, now a great martial artist, had learned from Master Zhou many years ago. And now he wanted to give back to the teacher who had changed his life. Jackie and the student spent time together, sharing memories, laughing, and even crying as they talked about their old training days. It was a beautiful moment that showed how one person's kindness can touch many lives. Now think about your own life. Who are the heroes in your story? Maybe they are not martial arts teachers, but they could be someone who believed in you when no one else did. How can you show them that you appreciate them? Here's another question. What if you started something, even something small, to honor those who helped you? It doesn't have to be a big project. Even small gestures can make a big difference. Now let's go back to Jackie and Master Zhou. Their story kept growing. One day Master Zhou had a new idea. He decided to write a book. This book wasn't just about martial arts, it was about life, discipline, and kindness. It was about the lessons he had learned and the wisdom he wanted to share. Jackie helped him find a publisher, and together they launched the book at a big event. But this book wasn't just paper and words, it was a part of Master Zhou's legacy. It was something that would teach and inspire people even after he was gone. But that's not all. At the book launch, Jackie made another big announcement. He started a scholarship in Master Zhou's name to help poor kids learn martial arts. But it wasn't just about learning to fight, it was about learning respect, discipline, and having a better future just like Master Zhou had taught him. The crowd cheered loudly. It was a special moment where the past, present, and future all came together. It showed how kindness and gratitude can change lives. But do you know who else was changed? Jackie himself. Through everything, he learned the importance of giving back, staying humble, and remembering the people who helped him. His kindness did not just change Master Zhou's life, it made his own life richer and more meaningful. Now let's bring this back to you. If you enjoyed this story, share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stories filled with adventure, mystery, and excitement. Your support means the world, and it helps keep these stories coming. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.